Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Biohack Your Life. I'm Dr. Victoria Munoz. This is Jorge Aragon. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Pretty close. I'm pretty close. I'm Spanish, but I probably didn't pronounce that right. Anyway, we are here today at Universal Healing and Wellness. It is actually right next door to my office, so I really feel privileged to have the opportunity today to talk to Jorge and to take you guys on a tour of this amazing center. Go ahead, Jorge, and tell us kind of what you're doing here, how you got started.
Yeah, so thank you for the introduction, Dr. V. I am really honored to be here, and I've been part of TG, the gym, for a couple years now. I actually came here initially because I am a personal trainer. My background is in sports performance, and I've helped people with weight loss. But there was a period where, and even still right now, personal training is more of my side gig and more of a passion, but this was a perfect facility for me to do that. How they have it set up for personal trainers being a member here, and they can train their clients without giving any cut of the cost. So I love that about this facility. It's just an amazing gym in the first place, but just a couple months ago, I stepped my foot in the door and I didn't leave until they gave me an opportunity to tell them what I could bring to the table here. And this space that we're standing in now was just a couple months ago, just pure storage. They had all of their extra stuff in here. There was tons of stuff, everything that was broken and wasn't working. So we got that all out. We've rebuilt and remodeled and brought all our equipment in as quickly as we possibly could, and we're up and running. And these therapies, I brought them here because not only do I know they help people, but there's so many people who still don't know about it, who don't even realize the kind of benefits they can get. And I think that this is the perfect place, kind of all in one, right? We've got the gym, we got meal prep here, we've got a doctor here, we've got healing modalities here now. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm here, and that's why I thought this was a good idea.
Yeah, it is a good idea, guys. And if you are watching this and you're a patient of mine, this healing center is a perfect adjunct to everything that we're doing in treatment. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take you around on a little tour, and we're going to see exactly what's going on here.
All right. So what I've got behind me is one of the most exclusive modalities that we offer here. There are not many other facilities that have the Live O2. What it is exercise with oxygen therapy. EWOT is what that acronym is, exercise with oxygen therapy. However, this is a evolution of that, where it's called contrast, oxygen contrast. That's because that big bag up there fills up with 100% oxygen. There's two air separators that pull room air, separate the oxygen, and fill it into that big bag. So that gets several gallons of oxygen when it completely fills up. But then there's a little separation at the bottom, and that takes 15% oxygen, places it there. So that 15% is more like high altitude training. 15% is equal to about 7,000 feet of altitude. So that's like Flagstaff for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So with the switch of a button, we can have you breathing pure oxygen or low oxygen. And so that gives us the ability to do interval training. And why do we want to do interval training of this? Well, there are many people who do high altitude training to improve their oxygen efficiency, right? To create more red blood cells, increase the oxygen capacity in their body. However, that requires a trip to altitude,
Yeah.
right? That requires days, if not weeks, of the same type of thing. And also, being at high altitude diminishes your recovery because it's a new stressor. You have less recovery. So with this machine, it's beautiful because with a switch of a button, we go to that high altitude and then switch back for instant recovery.
Wow.
With that 100% pure oxygen, you can go faster, further without getting tired. But the low oxygen is also meant to open up your body as it increases your heart rate, increases your blood pressure, gets you to sweat more, dilates your blood vessels. There's also a physics concept called partial pressure. All of these things work in our favor through the low oxygen setting, through interval, high intensity interval there. And then with the recovery of pure oxygen, it's supercharged to rush through our body to deeper levels of circulation, bringing out the old stagnant oxygen and pushing it deeper, especially to our brain, to our organs, and for our lungs.
Nice.
So
I can't wait to try it.
yeah, it's exciting. It's a challenging 15-minute workout. We can either do pure oxygen or do the intervals if you want to get those benefits.
Wow.
So
Exciting.
yeah, it's definitely a fun one.
Yeah.
So here is the type of mask that we put on your face. And so Dr. V will get you hooked up here in a minute. But she's going to be connected here on her face, and this is where the tube is connected. So oxygen is going in through here, and her exhalations go out into the room. So it's a non-rebreathing oxygen. So this is part one. And part two is we track, and people don't need to see all these details, but we do track oxygen levels, heart rate, recovery time, speed, and intensity so that you can see real progress in your fitness level and your recovery level. And, you know, it's a great motivator to keep trying to get better.
Yeah. So how often do you recommend this therapy?
Great question. It definitely depends on the goal. So there are some people who come once or twice a week just for recovery and maintenance. But for the people who, say, have a low white blood cell count, or people who have been struggling with other types of autoimmune issues, right? The more that you can do it, the better it's going to be, especially at the beginning. For example, I had a client who did have a low white blood cell count, and we combined it with some very powerful immune system boosting vitamins. However, she came in and she was doing this 5 times a week. For 1 month, she did that 5 times a week. When we took her blood test after that, her white blood cell count had more than doubled.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
from being at a deficient level of white blood cells to now being over the normal, that was a huge boost for her.
Nice. Yeah.
And so since then, she has maintained it, doing significantly less, 1, 2, or 3 times a week, depending on what she can make it in for. That was a couple years ago.
Okay.
Now, the other thing that I would say is people who get traumatic brain injuries. So for concussions, this company has actually been involved with the NFL Hall of Fame because so many football players suffered from concussions, and not only the concussion itself, but the long-term impact of that in their mental performance and brain fog and energy, their memory. And with this, the brain function improvements are almost immediate. After 1 or 2 sessions, they're noticeable and they last. It's very durable. So you don't have to do a lot to get the benefits from it, and when you do get it, it's going to last.
Yeah, it's a permanent fix,
Yeah.
which you don't see a lot in medicine. You know, not the kind of medicine I do, but just conventional medicine in general. I've done actually a lot of research on hyperbaric oxygen treatments and stroke and TBI, and it is amazing how the sooner you get in to get the treatment, the better, because the better chance of you recovering fully. So, whether you have some kind of an illness or injury, or you just want this for general wellness, which would be like somebody like me who just wants to come in and improve my performance, this is an excellent way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited to show you the next one, which what we're talking about really, really applies very, very much so.
Awesome. Okay.
Let's do it. On to the next.
All right, guys. So this is actually one of my favorites, the red light bed, and Jorge's going to tell you all about it.
Yeah. So red light therapy has actually been around for over 60 years now.
Since the sun has been around.
Well, yeah. Actually, red light is something that does come from the sun, and it's visible during sunrise and sunset. So those are the times where you can get natural benefits of red light therapy. The only thing is we've got to be exposed. Our skin, anywhere that you want that benefit to be applied, has to be exposed so the light can hit your skin. So when people are doing this modality, they're getting completely undressed. That's why it's in a room by itself. That being said, it is good for everything from your hair and your skin and your eyes and your nails, all the way down to your plantar fascia and your toenails and everything in between.
Right.
So red light therapy is good for every cell of your body because, Dr. V, I'm sure everybody who's watching this knows
it's
about
electron donor.
Yeah, well, I was going to say the mitochondria,
yes,
right?
Well, that's where...
who receives the electron.
Right.
So the mitochondria, as most people know what it is. I just simplify it, calling it the gas station of the cell, right? And that's where not only do we get our energy, but things happen at the gas station. It gets cluttered, things get rusty, right? It runs out of fuel. And so red light therapy, similar to other things that you offer, it washes away that rust. It stimulates, it gives energy to that mitochondria, and it signals it tells it this is the job, this is what you need to do. So it's a healing signal, a healing energy, and antioxidation, wiping the rust away so that your cells can function how they're supposed to. And there's even further depths that we could get into with this specific red light bed about different wavelengths of light that are included, a certain feature called frequency, pulse frequency. These lights are actually flashing behind us right now 584 times per second. That is a deliberately chosen frequency. And we have a menu of 1 to 5,000 different frequencies that we can choose. And those frequencies are based on the resonance of our tissues. So all things vibrate, all physical matter is moving at all times, even things that seem completely still. And the frequency of this light, how it's pulsing, also helps our organs, helps our cells enter or resonate at that same frequency. So we can choose the frequency based on which tissues we want to target and help our cells get into their healthy vibrational state. So it's the light, the signal, the frequency, and it's purely relaxing. Once you're in there for 5 minutes, you just feel like you're at the beach.
Yeah.
So
you do.
So that's really nice.
And you want to keep your eyes open. That makes a big difference too. It can actually have a healing benefit to the eyes, improve your vision. I'm not guaranteeing anything here, but these are the things that this red light bed can do.
Well, and I'll give you a graphic so that we can show people all the different benefits of it, but it helps hair growth. It helps skin healing and smoothness and tightness and texture. It helps brain health. So for people who've had traumatic brain injuries or people who have seasonal affective mood disorders, It helps muscle recovery as well as muscle performance. Recovery meaning after you've competed or trained to get back to baseline, but also during the exertion, during the event itself to boost your performance. Helps healing from injuries, actual bones, broken bones are accelerated in their healing. So there's many benefits of it. There's only one thing insurance covers red light therapy for, and it's because they can't find anything else that gives the same kind of benefits as red light. And this is for cancer side effects. So certain treatments for certain cancers will include radiation around the neck or the head. And this causes oral mucositis. This is a bunch of scabs and ulcers, just open wounds inside the mouth and the throat, and lots of dryness, lack of saliva. When people do the red light therapy, either this or our laser, they actually notice that those wounds go away. Their saliva is a little bit more normal. It's not perfect, but it's the only thing that helps.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that currently is covered by insurances for red light therapy. Now, the companies who made these devices are pushing that. They are trying to make it more inclusive for all the people who need it.
Awesome. And hey guys, we are going to do a more in-depth podcast on some of these healing modalities and uses, but for today, we're getting you a good look at what's going on here and giving you a good description of the different healing modalities that the Universal Healing Wellness Center offers.
Thanks.
So I am actually sitting on the EMS pelvic floor chair, and I tried this once before. It's very interesting, and Jorge's going to explain exactly what this chair does. I haven't turned it on yet.
So when she turns it on, you'll be able to hear. However, it's meant to stimulate the muscles in and around our pelvic area. So the glutes and all the inside of the hips. From the bottom of the chair here, there's a impulse of electromagnetic stimulation, and it makes your muscles contract. So she's going to look like she's jumping and squeezing a little bit. She's fine. It's not shocking. It's not hurting, but it's contracting the muscles, and it's giving you a type of contraction that is impossible to accomplish on your own during regular workouts. So when she starts it, though, it's contracting the muscles in a way that's also going to reduce soreness. We're getting thousands of contractions during a 30-minute session, but we're also making it so that she's not going to be sore at all. So with thousands of contractions, you have a lot of strength built. That strength helps with incontinence issues. So urgency or frequency of urination. It also helps with sexual intimacy. So for both men and women, it can help improve sexual performance and enjoyment. And lastly, it's helped some people with back pain or sciatic pain. When we contract and strengthen the glute muscles, it distracts or it takes away from the pressure that's on the spine. So with this simple modality, just sitting on a chair, you get so many different benefits. It's one of the most impressive because I really only thought it was going to be for like the ladies who pee when they sneeze, you know? But actually, there's been men and women who have told me all the different benefits, couples who've told me to tell people this thing works.
Yeah.
So
right.
Go ahead, Dr. V.
Let's see if it works. It doesn't hurt. It's not hot. It's just very interesting.
You can barely see that it's actually like moving her body.
And then it slows.
Watch this.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Wow, 30 minutes of this?
30 minutes.
You sit on this thing for 30 minutes, you're going to be cured. Whatever's going on.
Well, we'll have to tell them one day what Ernie said, but
Yeah.
we'll save that for the podcast.
We'll save that for the podcast. We'll get his permission first.
Yeah. And this is on
Wow.
level 1 out of 10.
Whoa.
So she's feeling that kind of power with the base level. There are certain reasons for that, but we can try turning it up and see what you can handle.
Oh boy, okay. Ready? You guys ready? All right.
Good.
All right, let's go to 2. I'll ease into this. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if
That
people
is-
just saw your whole body shake.
Wow, that's crazy. I don't know if I could go up to 10.
I don't know. I think I'm usually around 6 or 7.
I got a big strong booty when I'm done here.
That's right. Nice and firm.
All right, let's go up to 3.
Here we go.
Holy cow. Wow, each level you notice a huge difference.
Yeah.
But it's not painful. I mean, you can do it. It's just like this contraction. That's crazy.
Yeah.
4.
It's something that you don't experience in the gym.
No,
right?
no,
It's-
this isn't something that
and
you.
That's not to say that you can't get benefits from the gym. We love training, both
Sure.
of us, right? And we would never say don't lift or don't train. But this is something that can support that in a way that you can't do by yourself.
Wow, that's 5. Okay. All right, that's where I'm going to stop, guys. For now.
Yeah, on that last one, I could see your hair actually shaking.
Wow. My glutes, my buns are tight right now. Super tight.
Can't help it. All right.
All right, so what are we doing now?
Okay, so next we've got our localized laser therapy. And this is taking all of the power of that light bed and putting it into one straight beam.
Oh, nice.
And all that power in one small area is going to be a drastic benefit of reducing inflammation, relieving pain, stimulating and accelerating healing, producing more stem cells. There's many benefits to laser therapy, and it can be applied just like red light. It can be applied all over the body. The only difference between the laser and the light bed, which those are LED lights, is we can't use a laser in your eyeballs.
Oh, yeah.
LED lights are okay to shine in your eyes. Laser is not. So that's why a class 4 laser is the highest type of laser that there is. There is a small potential for some harm to be caused if we shine it in the eye. So I tell people when I'm training my team, it's something that we treat like a gun. Don't point it anywhere that you're not willing to kill or destroy. And treat it like it's always loaded. But, all jokes aside, it's not going to really destroy anything. It's going to help heal and stimulate that healing.
Do patients wear like goggles or
Yes.
something like that?
Yes, yeah. We have these super stylish goggles.
Oh, yeah, let me try that on. I'll have to wear them out here. But check it out, dude.
Yeah, you can't take those when you go. I need those back.
It's green. It's green. Hey, this is a whole new world.
Yep, it blocks that red light.
Nice.
So with these glasses, we're now safe. And the red light, the laser therapy is just more power for deeper penetration. So when people have broken bones, nerve damage, what else? A bulging disc. So these are all very specific things, but sometimes we don't know where the pain is coming from.
Yeah.
Right? We just know where you feel it.
Mhm.
And so there's an amazing process that the developers, the creators of laser therapy have made so it's so easy for us to help anybody who's in pain. And often I'm giving a free 5-minute trial to people, and they've been suffering with pain for, if not months or weeks or months, it's been years that they've had this pain.
Yeah.
And after 5 or 10 minutes, these people can walk or stand up pain-free. And it may be a slightly temporary improvement, but they come come off the bed crying because they
Does it feel
haven't
so
been
good?
pain-free in years.
Yeah.
So there is an immediate benefit, but it's not just covering up the pain like taking pain pills would. It's actually stimulating healing.
Mhm.
So my highest recommendation for this is to do your first session of laser therapy as soon as possible after an injury happens or after the pain begins.
Definitely, sooner is always better.
Yeah,
Always
we've
better.
already mentioned it once before earlier, but especially with this therapy for your pain or injuries, the faster you can get in to see us, the faster we're going to help you heal and get back to living your life.
Nice.
But I will say that there's a second recommendation, which some people, they've been in pain for a year or longer, and they're like, well, like I already missed that bus, but it's okay. Because if you come in and do your session, as soon as you find out about this, do your second session as soon as possible after the first. Those first two sessions being super close together, I'm talking about 24 to 48 hours in between, it's going to skyrocket. It's going to drastically stimulate the healing and the relief.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can't do your first one, right after the pain happens, you can do your second one right after the first, and you're going to be getting much, much more benefit.
Nice. Yeah. That's what it's all about, And, for anybody who's come to me for a stem cell treatment, this would be a synergistic benefit to healing that area, whatever it is that we treated it as,
I'm so glad you said that, because a big part of these modalities is that they are multipliers. They will improve the benefits of other therapies, other modalities that you use. So just because this has great benefits doesn't mean stop doing anything else. It means use it with the things that you're already doing. So if you already are receiving stem cells, if you already are eating healthy, if you're already stretching and going to physical therapy, and you add in some laser therapy, it's going to improve all the benefits of everything else, while it's even giving you its own benefits.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, in fact, with any stem cell treatment, any of these, the oxygen, the red light, and the laser especially would benefit the healing synergy of that treatment. Yeah.
And there's even more. There's more modalities that we still have to show you guys. So
all right,
keep moving.
Let's do it.
So
all right, guys. So we're gonna do compression with Beamer.
Step in like a pair of shorts. Yep, we're gonna see how good your balance is here.
Pretty good.
No hands.
No hands. All right.
Oh, all right. That's impressive. All right, now you can hold that.
Okay.
And you're gonna sit back down on the chair.
Okay.
Scoot your butt nice and far back there.
So this is a compression device, guys. I did actually the lying Beamer with the the boot. What do you call it? Boot compression?
Yeah, leg compressions.
Leg compressions. That was pretty cool. Yeah.
All right. Cool. So we're gonna get you hooked up now.
Hook a sister up.
I got you. Here you go. So you've never done the hip, but you've done the legs before.
I've done the leg one, yeah.
Okay,
That's pretty cool too. It felt really good.
On the medium level, which is 4, there's 7 levels of intensity.
Okay.
So this is gonna be pretty fun. Okay. But what you're doing here is actually 2 different modalities. Currently, we've got her on compression, and then there's also the Beamer. Beamer is the pad which she's laying on right here. She's laying on this, okay? This device that controls it. And so both of these modalities are for our circulation. We've got lymphatic circulation, which is the sewage system of the body. And we've also got the regular blood flow. But a fun fact here is that we've got so many micro blood vessels in our body compared to the macro. The veins and the arteries are the macro, the big ones. The arterioles, venules, capillaries, that's 75% of all the blood vessels in our body. And there's so many of just those micro blood vessels from each person, just one person's body, if we were to take out the micro blood vessels and line them up, just put them all in a row, they can wrap around the world more than one time. So that's the highway that our blood is always running through. And that's where traffic happens, construction
Traffic
is
jams.
happening, right? And so, and there's highway robberies, right? All different kinds of stuff happening in the freeway of our blood vessels. But what happens most often is that there's no movement. There's very poor circulation. Circulation is the foundation of health. Without circulation, we're not delivering oxygen throughout the body. We're not delivering nutrients. We're not removing toxins or waste. So by stimulating our blood flow, which this machine in an 8-minute session will increase your circulation by 30%.
Wow.
Each time that you use it. So that is a limited duration of benefit. It's less than 24 hours how long that lasts. So you can use this every day. And there's no negative side effects to it. It's just a pulsed electromagnetic field sending a signal to your body to stimulate circulation. So we talked about your blood flow, but we've also got your lymphatic flow, which there's lymphatic vessels alongside all of our blood vessels. And why is that? It's because it's our sewage system. And often that gets just as clogged up. And we have a natural way to move that lymph, which is through movement. Our muscles pump and move that lymph. How's the compression feeling?
Feels really good. I mean, this is like really relaxing.
Yeah. Okay, good. I wanted to make sure it's not too tight for you.
No, not at all.
Okay. So what this is doing right here, it's helping move the lymph that's around her hips and her abdomen, which is where really the majority of our lymph nodes are, is around the abdomen, right? Close to our stomach where we're digesting and removing all the toxins and the waste. But this is stimulating the ones around the hips and the thighs as well. So it's squeezing and relaxing to push that lymph to your body where you can excrete those toxins and waste. This is very commonly used by pro athletes for recovery or for prep going into a workout or a competition. But people use it for many different things, relaxation, as well as recovering from injuries or different things that cause high inflammation, high fluid retention.
Now, do you recommend that when people use this, they only do one section at a time, or can you hook them up to the boots and the arms and the pelvic area all at the same
You
time?
only do one body part at a time.
One at a time, okay. So like theoretically somebody come in and do like pelvic today, pelvic area, then maybe the boots tomorrow, arms the
100%.
next day. Yeah.
100%.
Nice.
Yeah. Often people here are using it with relation to the workout they just did.
Okay.
So if someone just did an upper body workout, they'll use the arm applicators.
Oh, yeah.
Right? If someone just did a bunch of squats, they'll do the legs. If someone did back, deadlifts, then they'll use the hips. So that's where most people do it in relation to their training. But also, like if you've got pain in an area or range of motion issues in an area, that can help as well.
Nice. Yeah, it's intense but relaxing.
Yeah. And I haven't even really gotten to tell you about the Beamer. I just call it my Zen time. I told you guys, everybody, about the blood flow benefits, but it's also a calm, relaxing energy. Just that 8 minutes where you can lay still and it's increasing your circulation feels very relaxing. You can sometimes, most people don't feel anything, but sometimes you can feel how your body's responding. You can feel maybe a tingling. You can feel relaxation. Okay? It's a calm, relaxed energy. So I like to use this machine every day.
Yeah, I've healed injuries with the Beamer.
Right.
Yeah.
You've used it before as well.
Yeah, in medical school I healed a torn hamstring Beamer. I didn't do very many sessions. It healed just like that.
And you can really contribute that to just better blood flow, better oxygen delivery, more nutrient delivery, better healing.
Yeah. And this is like grounding, like getting your feet on the earth, except that it's like supercharged grounding. Yeah. So you can get great benefits from laying on the grass or.
I would say there's the biggest difference is where grounding is in relation to our electrons. This is carrying a signal. It's using the energy to deliver a signal to our micro blood vessels. So that's the very specific way that this machine is made. It's not just electron transfer, even though it's pulse electromagnetic field, it is stimulating blood flow, like movement of our blood vessels. Our blood vessels respond by dilating, contracting, and bending and moving in order to push the blood along. So it's developed for that rather than just electron transfer.
All right, guys. So I hope you enjoyed that tour and the amazing information that Jorge has offered us today. We're located here at TG Mesa, 1126 South Gilbert Road, Mesa, Arizona, 85204. And so tell us a little bit about some of the specials you might be offering right now and the cost of the treatments and so forth.
Absolutely. So we have the grand opening for Universal Healing and Wellness and TG Wellbeing on May 6th from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. We'll have raffles and stuff for the people who attend. But in the meantime, we are giving away for your patients, to the viewers, a free session of the red light bed and the compression. That's part of a membership we call the Red membership to rejuvenate, energize, and detoxify your body. So come try out a free session of that. And additionally, if there's another modality you're interested in, we'll give 50% off on that first visit.
Nice.
Okay, so that's an awesome offer. It's a way for you guys to learn from experience, and then we can see what is most suited for you.
That's right. Then you tell your friends. And if you're my patient, you need to get in here.
Absolutely.
In fact, a few of you have already received your vouchers, so make your appointment. It lasts for 1 month, and don't waste it. You definitely don't want to miss out on this opportunity. And yeah, come join us on the 6th of May. I will be here. Jorge will be here. You could really benefit from all the great opportunities that TG Mesa offers.
Absolutely.
All right.
Looking forward to seeing you guys. Thanks for watching.
See you next time. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of our, what's the name of the series again? It's Biohack Your Life, okay?
All right.
Hey guys, welcome to another, get it out. We're going to do a demo.
Yeah.
We're going to demonstrate something.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. I'm glad that you brought that up. Okay. So here is the...
What's it called? What's this thing called?
It's the EMS pelvic floor chair.
All right, hey guys, I'm sitting in the EMS pelvic floor chair.
So I think I ran into a little low battery problem here, so I'm going to get you connected. One second.
Batteries not included.
Charger not included. Okay, let's start again.